Hi everyone, my name is Gayle. Welcome to this morning yoga practice, and it's all about getting moving, getting our breath moving, getting our body moving, our spine, building some strength, some coordination, and just having a fun flow from pose to pose. So let's start right away on our backs. And we're going to do a little palming. So cup your hands and seal around your eyes with your hands, so that your palms are not touching your eyelids, but there's space there. The idea here is to sink into the darkness, to relax your optic nerve, and just focus everything, all your attention on your breath. Feel your chest rising and your back pressing into the floor on the inhale. And feel that softness and gentleness of letting go on the exhale. See if you can notice all the movement that is happening inside of you. And notice if you're starting to feel a great sense of peace. So yoga is more of a work in than a work out. Even if it feels like a workout, the idea is to go inward, to really pay attention, to listen to your body, to learn something new. And our breath happens all the time, whether we're thinking about it or not. But when we think about our breath and help it to expand and slow down and be a little more fuller, it has incredible healing powers and potential. I mean, basically, our breath is our gift of life. And you can take your hands off your eyes or keep them cupped a little bit longer, and we're going to focus on the pelvic tilt. So as you inhale, create an anterior tilt, lifting your low back off the floor, creating a little arch there. And as you exhale, push your low back into the floor, flatten your back, coming into a posterior tilt. And just go back and forth, little movements, getting the body moving, getting the spine moving in a very gentle, easy way. And release your hands by your sides, straighten your legs, and think of digging your heels into the ground. And just start to flex and point your toes so that your whole body is moving, because your heels are anchored and you're just getting a little movement forward and back on your mat. Just gently kind of waking your body up, waking all the different places in your body up. And now relax, and we're going to bring your feet a little bit wider apart. And first just rock your feet from side to side, both feet going in the same direction, but trying to stay nice and relaxed, letting your fingers relax. And then roll your toes in and out so they're rolling in towards each other and away from each other. So kind of working into the hips, giving a little internal and external rotation. Now engage your legs and point and flex so that your heels are just barely grazing the floor and your body is staying still, but your feet are moving. Nice. Hug your knees into your chest, hold the back of your legs, and begin to rock forward and back, keeping your chin tucked, trying to keep your back nice and round. The next time you rock up, see if you can hold it here in Navasana, boat pose. Now you can keep holding the back of your legs. You could have your knees bent, or you could straighten your legs and see if you can move your arms up and back while holding your legs relatively still. You can see I just kind of bobbled there. If you bring your arms too far back, it's going to make you want to fall back. But we're trying to just challenge ourselves here. Building a little core strength, then lower your feet to the floor. I'm going to turn to face the camera. And you can hold onto your arches and just kind of flutter your knees back and forth, side to side. Nice little gentle movement, getting some nice sweet movement into the hips. And then holding your feet, begin to cat-cow. So as you inhale, pull your chest shoulder, keep the shoulders, pull your chest forward, keep the shoulders moving back. And as you exhale, curl your spine back, then your chin lower towards your chest. And just go back and forth. Nice smooth motion. And come back to center. You can keep your feet together. You can cross your legs. You could sit up on a blanket if this is uncomfortable. But we're going to stay in a seated position, interlace your fingers, let the shoulders relax and your elbows relax. We're going to do some wrist rolls, so wrist waves actually. So start lifting up your right elbow and waving across your hands. So you're getting nice flexion and extension in the wrists, a little gentle stretch out through the fingers. And now let's start from the opposite side. So it's like this wave-like energy is pulsing across from elbow to elbow. And your hands, your wrists are like at a focal point. And then reach your hands forward and lift up. Stretch to the right and stretch to the left. Release your hands down, let them slowly float down. So I'm going to face the front of the mat again. And now lean into your right hip, slide your left leg behind you, coming into pigeon prep. You can make any little adjustments that you want. And just rock from hip to hip, from side to side. You can start to stretch out your ribs from side to side. We'll do some cobra waves. So inhale, puff your chest forward, and exhale, bow. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach forward. Again, inhale, lift and open. Exhale, relax and lower. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. And tuck your back toes. Slide your right leg back into downward facing dog. And walk your feet forward. Come on into a squat. Press your elbows into your inner knees. Press your knees into your elbows. And think of a long spine lengthening. And then lean forward a little bit. See if you can come up onto your toes, lifting the heels high. And on an exhale, lower down. And just go back and forth. So my feet are maybe a little bit narrow for this. The wider your feet are, the easier it is to balance. The narrower they are, it's a little more challenging. And then we'll come up and hold here. Just keep lifting up through your heels, pressing your knees into your elbows, pressing your elbows out into your knees. And then slowly lower your hips down. Float your legs up again into Navasana boat pose. We'll try moving your arms, or you can stay still. Whatever's going to be the right challenge for you right now. Good. One more. Nice. Lower your feet, bring the soles of your feet together again, and just kind of flutter your legs a little bit. And shift into your left hip. Swing your right leg behind you, coming into pigeon prep. And again, rock from hip to hip, from side to side. Nice, gentle, easy rocking motions. Your back toes can be pointed or tucked. It's totally up to you. Maybe close your eyes and feel the sensation throughout your whole body. And go back to center and pigeon wave. So bowing and lifting, connecting with your breath. And tuck your back toes. Step back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweep your right leg up. And on your exhale, step your foot all the way forward. Lower your back knee down and stretch your front knee forward past your toes. Think of lowering the back of your thigh towards your heel. The left knee can be on the floor or lifted. This is a pretty intense stretch, but a really important one. Notice your front foot. So my arch tends to collapse. So see if you can keep your arch nice and lifted. And lift your hips up and back. Trying to straighten both legs as best you can. And come forward again. Lower your back knee down. Straighten your front leg. Letting the heel shift forward and begin to flex and point. So you need to begin lower your ribs towards your thigh. And pull your knee back a little bit and twist to your right. You can do a figure 8 with your wrist. And bring your right hand down and twist to the left. Again, nice little figure 8 going there. Nice, bring your hand back down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, step it all the way forward. Lower your back knee down, stretch your left knee forward, sinking that left hip towards your left heel. Noticing a huge stretch in your psoas on the right leg. This is also great for dorsiflexion of the front ankle, lengthening the back of the ankle. You can lift and lower that back knee if you like. And lift your hips up and back. Straightening your legs as much as you can, lowering your ribs towards your thigh as much as you can. And then come forward again, and we'll twist to the left. Do a little figure 8 with your wrists. And twist to the right, moving the wrists. Nice, bring your right hand down, straighten your front leg. You can send it forward a little bit and point and flex. Good, and step back, downward facing dog. Lower your knees down, lower your forearms down, and walk your feet back into forearm plank. And just press back and forth off your toes. Keeping those little ribs lifting, so no sagging here. But keep a nice little lift. You shouldn't feel any pain in your low back. And then hug in with your arms, press into your hands, squeeze your legs, press down into your toes. And feel your breath moving in and out. And lower your knees down. Stretch back into child's pose. Nice active child's pose. And press into your hands. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Engage your glutes. Lift your hips up into downward facing dog. And walk your feet forward to your hands. Come back into a squat. And this time we're going to lower onto our backs. And just activate the glutes by coming into like a low bridge. So bring your heels close to your hips. Do that posterior tilt where your tailbone is stretching towards the back of your heels. So the low back is flat. Let your shoulders rest open on the floor. Engage your legs by pressing your feet down and hugging in. Really tuck the tailbone, big posterior tilt as you lift your hips up. And the idea here is to focus on your glutes and hugging in, engaging the glutes, hugging your legs towards the midline, activating your quads. And now isometrically pull your heels towards your hips. Notice how that feels, and then push away from your hips. And notice the slight change of muscle activation. And start to slowly lower your back vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping that posterior tilt. So you're trying to lengthen through your spine as you lower it down. And hug your knees into your chest and circle your knees in opposite directions from each other. And reverse the circles. And we're going to make our way into downward facing dog. So however you want to do that, one option could be rolling back and forth, and so you can kind of come up into a forward fold and then step or jump back into your down dog. So just begin by rocking back and forth and building up a little momentum. And when you're ready, make your way into your down dog. On your next inhale, sweep your right leg toward the sky and really reach up through your toes. And then squeeze your knee into your chest, plant your foot down next to your hand, squeeze your right glute in and rise up, crescent lunge. Open up through your heart. And we're going to step forward into warrior three variation. So leaning into your right foot, float your left leg up. Chest forward, fingers back like Superman, Superwoman. And lightly step back into your crescent lunge. And back to down dog splits. And we're going to do that 3 times on one side and then 3 times on the other. So on your exhale, step forward. Hug your glutes in so you can rise up. Smoothly open up through your heart. And then reach forward, float your back leg up into a warrior three variation. Keep that left leg strong. And reach back through your toes. Rise back up, crescent lunge. And slowly float your hands down into down dog splits. Hands on the floor, leg up in the air. Last one on this side. So hug your knee into your chest. Step your foot all the way forward. Hug your right glute in. Engage the glutes. Open up. And then see how softly you can float up into warrior three. Lightly step back into your crescent lunge. And lower your hands. Press into your hands. Float your right leg up and back. Down dog splits. And lower down. And just stay here in down dog for a few breaths, moving around. On your next inhale, sweep your left leg up. Toes to the sky, and then knee into your chest, round your spine, step your foot forward. Engage through your glutes, hugging in, rise up. Keep planting down through your big toes, and then as you reach forward with your heart, float the back leg up into like a Superman, Superwoman, warrior three, and step back lightly into your crescent lunge. Reach forward and down, press into your hands, float your left leg up and back into down dog splits, and squeeze it in and step all the way forward again. Rise up, crescent lunge, open up. And softly step forward into that left leg, floating the right leg up. Lightly step back, crescent lunge, rise up. And see if you can just follow the wave-like movement as you float back and forth between poses. So on your exhale, step the left foot forward, rise up, warrior one, open up. And then float your back leg up into warrior three. Lightly step back, crescent lunge, rise up. And lower your hands down. Float your left leg back, down dog splits. Lower your leg down. Stretch out nice and long through your down dog. And walk your feet forward into a standing forward fold. Lift and spread all your toes. Anchor into the earth. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. I'll do a little like soft, fluid, flowy movements. So bring your hands to your hips and just circle your hips around. No particular way to do this other than just having fun and loosening up your hips. And then just begin to bounce a little bit, letting your body shake, shoulders relax, knees relax. A little bit similar to when we had our heels plugged on the floor and we were lying on our back in the beginning. And then heel toe your feet a little further apart. We'll do a little swinging. So bend into your knees and then swing to the right and then to the left, back and forth. So that your hands are just like floating without any effort. It's your lower body, it's leading the way. Nice, come back to center, heel toe your feet in together, and we'll do the breath of joy. So it's 3 inhales without exhaling, and then a big long exhale. And the arms move like this. Inhale, 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 exhale. So together, inhale. One more. And come on back up. Interlace your fingers again. Reach up through your palms. Draw your ribs in. Feel your arms kind of squeeze in by your ears and stretch over to the right. Inhale through center. Stretch over to the left. Inhale through center. Find a little back bend here so you can bend the knees. Tuck your tailbone under. Lift up through the chest. Your arms can be back or up, but make sure your glutes are engaged and you've got that posterior tilt so you don't like squeeze into your low back, but it's supported by your strength. Then inhale, reach all the way up again. Exhale, hands to your heart. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope that you feel really good with a little bit of added strength and some coordination and just like feeling the flow and going with the flow for the rest of your day. So I'd love it if you would subscribe, tell your friends, leave a comment below, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.